What's up guys, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be making a farming strategy for episode 9 of Leon's Arc. And well, right now we have a very good time to increase the status of our characters and also grind for forging materials. Right now the highest status cap is 2.4k for HP, and this is 20 points higher than the last event. So any stage will drop materials for the new critical weapon types based on the stage, but you also get for all the possible weapons, and then you also get forging materials for all forging weapons released so far. So there's no many reasons to choose a stage besides the characters that work in that stage. So choose the strategy based on the characters that you have available and if they are strong enough to do it. I'll be explaining the setups, but let's talk about the shop. Here we have a very nice gear that is Buckle of Memories that gives you slash, stun and shadow resistance alongside endurance, agility and will. There is also a welfare version of Cotton that's not better than the Global Axe we got, but you can just collect. There is also platinum pickaxes for yet another master stone and the usual stuff. So let's start talking about stage 913. I will not talk about 911 and 912 because I don't have any character that can solo farm there. 912 can be soloed by Dora, but I didn't get Dora yet. So 913 is a very nice moment to farm if you have the latest Albert in a Magia fight formation, equipping him with Mage setup and inheriting Victor's Blade, leaving that on 8, he will be able to just solo the stage. You can also just approach with the damage type and just leave left fork on 13, forget about Victor's Blade, he can kill by slash damage too. The enemies do have some resistance, but that's not enough, he will still be able to solo farm this by instant kill. So Victor's Blade 3 times in a row will kill all the enemies and it's faster than left fork rotation. But only Premium Albert works. Welfare version of Albert does not work because he doesn't have enough intelligence. Let's move to stage 914, and here Albert works again. The enemies can be instant killed. As you can see, they only have 125 resistance, but this time I'll be showing the Global Axe version of Darque that can do the same thing, just increase instant kill to 11, Fatal Trap will just be enough to instant kill them all in a Magia fight formation and equipping him like a Mage. Well, I think that both Darque and Albert have similar speed, so it is just about the character that you have available. Choose one and they would do the same thing. Now, another character that can do the same instant kill strategy is this version of Ellen called I'll Handle It. She has access to this skill called Dimensional Break that has instant kill, and she does have enough intelligence if you equip her like a Mage. Just remember to bring this axe that has Dark Plus and fully upgraded will increase intelligence by 9 points. Just increase deadly speed to 15 and you will require the Dragon Stance Axe formation because this one will give her BP in order to use this skill 3 times in a row. So Ellen's speed seems to be just a little slower than Albert and Darque, but once you get them all trained to max, just give Ellen a chance if you have her. Now I'll be moving to stage 915, and here we can bring Global Axe Inheritance into the UDX Bertrand with that Twin Goldfish skill on 8 PP, Dry Slot on 16, equipping him like a Mage, and he has access to very high fire damage against his enemies that are only weak to fire. Use the Magia fight formation as well. Well, some may say that this skill is a little slow, but it does very big damage. You don't need a perfect weapon or anything. These enemies don't have more than 120,000 and we are doing 180,000 here. The next character that works is the original Arthur. Yeah, just use a normal double S power weapon with the Master Stone and then just leave him as he is and he's gonna solo, so no need of Remembrance Weapon. Well, if you care about speed, Arthur is the slowest one, but if you have the newest version of Arthur, you would like to train him to get him ready for content at all times, so a good character to bring for training as well. Yet another character that works here is the first Mage of Aunus, or even the latest one with inheritance of Burning Sickle. You need dedicated weapon. Mine is close to perfect, but it's not required. You need at least 90%, and equip him like a mage will work. Well, if you have the latest Aunus with a critical weapon against plants, you may even be able to just kill them in a single hit, but since I don't have that, I have to use this version. Still good, but as low as Arthur. And now on stage 916, we can bring Galahad, because he always works, right? But this time you have to use a different cycle. Bring the Dragon Stance Axe formation, leave Ice Crush on 11 and inherit Frost Rush. That's how you're gonna do this stage, because it's a little messed up. There are 2 enemies in the first wave, 1 enemy in the second, and 2 enemies again on the third. You can also just bring his dedicated weapon, no need for Remembrance as well. Okay, so for Galahad, he just killed the enemies in the first wave. Now he uses a single target attack. That will kill this enemy. Nice. And now he will go back to using an AoE attack. You need to use this cycle because the second wave he only attacks once, does not recover enough BP to use Icy Wind again. But that's good enough, he can do it, and if you have this character, he just works. But a little slow as well. Now stage 921 is one of the best stages to farm right now because these enemies don't have much HP, they seem to have 85,000 only. And they are all weak to blunt and lots against lightning. If you have Dora, she's gonna shine easily here with her AoE attack. But in this case, I'm bringing Summer Coppelia with the Remembrance weapon. You don't need that much, but you just have to inherit Ultra Earthshaker from her Global X style. Leave Trick Harpoon on 8 and Overspear Launch on 12. And remember to bring the Dragon Stance Axe formation. Well, with this setup, my Coppelia is doing 100,000 damage 3 times in a row, easily killing them, so will work for everyone with access to this strategy. Okay, the next strategy brings UDX Bertrand again, but he does not need inheritance from his other limited style. Just bring Abbadon Hands Plus. And weapon will need to be strong, at least 90%, and Dragon Stance Axe formation in order to get the remaining BP and kill them all. Well, the good thing about Bertrand is that he uses a fast attack. That means that you won't get many combos. And to be honest, I think just 70% weapon works here if you have your Bertrand fully maxed. Well, another character that works here using Magia fight formation is Socho with the Remembrance gun. Well, he has this attack called Missile, just increase leave it to me to 15, and equip him with Dexterity equipment. And he is pretty slow, but bring characters that are also slow so that they don't go before him. Well, I think this is still very interesting that Socho works after so much time. Missile is doing around 100,000 for me with his Dexterity fully maxed. Well, yet another character that works is UDX Human Female, but you need the Remembrance Martial Arts weapon and inheritance from her first limited style. Skill called Mach Drift. That's B power and full AoE. Just increase Wild Overrun to 13 and she will just do enough damage. Well, with Dragon Stance Axe, she can use this attack 3 times in a row. And in my runs, she's doing around 90,000 damage. These enemies have 85, so that's pretty doable. Well, another character that is working again is Human Alloces because of the forgeable weapon for Forneos that works just as fine for him as well. I have a perfect weapon, you don't need as much, just leave Grand Trumpet on 8 and he will just solo. So for the case of Alloces, you will need close to 100% power in the weapon in order to solo. Yeah, requires a lot, so it may not be for everyone. Now we have stage 922, and the enemies here are weak to Blunt Lightning and Shadow, and Madeleine, Platinum style with Luna Fulgur inherited will do the job if you have the Remembrance weapon. Just increase the Melon Burst to 13, leave Luna Fulgur on 6, and use Dragon Stance Axe formation. Well, I think the new Khalid will also work. They are both a little slow because that's actually 2 actions, but, well, 130,000 damage on average here. Moving to stage 923, well, Galahad will work again. We have enemies weak to cold, 2 enemies per wave 1 and wave 2, and then on the last wave we have only 1 enemy. So you have to use a different cycle. Use Dragon Stance Axe formation, leave Ice Crush on 12, use his dedicated weapon, and he will just solo this as well. Okay, so he just killed enemies with his AoE attacks, and now on the last enemy, Ice Crush will just finish the job. But he still needs the follow-up attack. Yeah, 6 action, kinda slow, but for some people it will work well. Okay, now it's the boss stage, and I found one strategy that worked fine. Here we have a boss that doesn't have that much HP as it seems. He's weak to Sun, so the first wave has 2 enemies. You have to prepare well with that. So what I did was to bring GLEX Silver. Yeah, I brought the Remembrance Weapon. I don't know if that's really required, but you need to change the BP cycle, inherit Vandalize Plus, leave that on 10, and increase Growing Tiger to 15, and use the Dragon's Tense Axe formation to distribute the damage evenly. Well, here I'll showcase the whole strategy because it's funny. Well, we have 3 hits, right? So she will focus 2 hits on one enemy, that will kill it, and then the chains attack will do the remaining damage. Even though the enemies are not weak to slash. Then against the second enemy, she will use 2 hits, Dragon Tail, and then Dragon Flame Bloat. Both will hit the enemy weakness, doing lots of damage, 180,000 with a maxed version of Silver. And now versus Time Lord, he doesn't even need to be hit by the Sun attack because Vandalize Plus will kill it. So it's not as slow as it seems, and it works to just increase the status of your Silver to reach the max right now. With that, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching it. I did it in the same way as the last one, trying to reduce the farming time, so that video is shorter. Please tell me on the feedback session if you think this is the right way to do it from now on. So, please click the like button if you enjoyed, and I see you soon in the next video. Bye.